Hi everyone, my name is Francesca. I'm a clinical mental health counseling intern at Malloy College, and I'm here to share with you a series of short videos talking about how to reduce conflict in your romantic relationships. So all of the techniques that we're going to be talking about are derived from the Gottman Method. John and Julie Gottman are clinical psychologists and researchers who've been working with couples for over 40 years, and they've developed the Gottman Method, and so that's what we're going to borrow from in these videos. So the first thing I wanted to talk with you about is the idea of initiating a conversation that you think will bring up some conflict or tension. The idea of a confrontation and how to successfully set that up. So what the Gottmans propose for this is something called the gentle startup. So there are 3 parts to the gentle startup. So the first is the idea that you are going to use I language. You're going to describe your feelings and you're not going to describe your partner. So I language. I experienced this as blank, or I have this experience, right? I feel blank about blank. Really simple. The second part is going to be describing how you see the facts of the situation from your perspective, again, keeping with that I language. So we're not saying you did this, you always do this, or I have a problem with you in this way. Just describing facts using I language. And then the third important part of the gentle startup is going to be figuring out what you think that the solution might be and presenting it as a hope or a wish. So my hope is that I can do this, we can do this, or my hope is you might be able to support me in this way. So with the gentle startup, when we're using I language, something that people fall into sometimes is saying I and then describing their partner anyway. So I need you to do this, right? So that's still describing your partner, and we're going to avoid that. And we're going to stick to I language, just describing our experience, our actions, what our hopes are for this conversation or for this topic that we're talking about. So the great thing about using the gentle startup is that the Gottmans found that when the gentle startup was used within the first 3 minutes of a conversation, that it dramatically improved the chances of this conversation being productive and not escalating into a larger conflict. Hopefully you can use it to avoid the Four Horsemen, which is something that we're going to talk about in our next video. The Four Horsemen are things that can cause conflict to blow up. And so I hope that you'll stay tuned and learn more about that in our next video. Thank you for listening.